And again, apologies in advance
Here
for
we go.
Squeaky Pomeranian.
Oh, I haven't changed the title on the screen. That's okay.
Whoopsie doodle.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Apologies in advance. I'm going to be low energy today. I don't know why. I'm just not high energy today. Um, Last week we have a very small recap for last week because it wasn't like a huge like it was eventful, but in the sense of like there was one big event.
It was
Um,
also a very short recorded episode.
I thought it was two hours. Still, I thought we still hit the.
Yeah, usually we hit around 2.5
I
or
just
more.
I didn't really have anywhere to like to go after that. That
No.
wouldn't have.
We didn't fuck around as much last week.
No.
Well, also we stopped a little early because Nick had a phone call, and then you were like, the next part needs more time, anyways.
Oh yeah, because Nick was on the phone, and I remember now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Anyways, last time, uh, we were on our way into what we assume is Sabat territory. We didn't have any leads, but we did have, our company car. So we all piled in, and Astrid decided to attempt to find uh, Mr. X this time. Well, she did a really good job. She did so good, in fact, that she decided that she was going to reach over and guide us herself, and she took the steering wheel basically away from Javier and started driving while what would that be? Driving while having visions? I don't
Driving
know.
while prophesying.
Yeah.
Driving while prophesying. Anyways, it was kind of a bad time. She rolled the car. It ended up upside down and crashed. And our luck would be that someone not only slowed down and stopped to see if we were okay, but that someone was a nurse. And we don't exactly have vitals, so Javier wormed his way out of the car and commanded her to get in her car and drive off.
Mhm.
And then we managed to flip the car back over and go on our way to Frank's bar. Not Frank's Auto Repair.
No, it's
Um,
different Frank.
Very
uh,
common name.
we get there and we're like, okay, let's send in Rathu because Javier smelled blood inside, like a lot of blood, and it smelled really tasty. So we sent Rathu in, and then we waited, and then we waited some more, and then we finally were like, something probably happened. And so we decided to split up. We sent team Punch and Stab in the front, and team We Don't Fight in the back. And in the front, we encountered a massacre of a scene, as I believe it shows on the map now.
Yeah, the bar
I
staff.
believe it is. Yeah, it says the bar staff was recently murdered. They might have been martyred. I don't know. And that the bar is closed. So that's what we walk into. But we also happen to hear a very familiar giant Rottweiler trying to get in the cupboard, where we presume possibly Rathu is hiding. So Astrid runs over there, just one-shots this dog.
Basically pulls
And
his head
then,
off, yeah.
yeah. And then, unfortunately, the blood on the walls just become too mesmerizing for our poor Toreador, and instead of actually spotting the ambush, Astrid gets ambushed by Mr. X. And then no more did Mr. X get off one shot. Astrid turned around and stabbed him in the chest with a stake, basically putting him, immediately into suspension. But Astrid's like, I'm really hungry, and I need to eat. And Javier's like, no, that's mine. And so then they started snarling at each other like a couple of dogs with food aggression and fighting over who was going to get to eat him. Meanwhile, Team We Don't Fight goes through the back and they find a little room that probably used to be a bathroom. And inside that room is a familiar face, at least half of one. It's Alice, but someone has done some flesh crafting shit to the other side. At least that's our theory. Archie gets really freaked out. Uh, Victoria has an oh fuck moment because that means bad things, very bad things. And then starts to hear all of the commotion in the other room, and they basically shut themselves in that room with half Alice, and they don't come back out until they heard eerie silence. Victoria comes out, sees the two punks fighting over the Sabbat, and sprays them with the beer tap to knock them out of it and, not kill this dude. She lets them know that we have bigger problems to deal with. We pack up Mr. X in the trunk of the crashed car. We realize that we should really take Alice as well, but we only have one trunk. So we borrow the car keys from the dead owner, and we also ransack his stuff. Astrid finds a little box that has a bunch of Polaroids in it, of which seem like various, other kindred. Notably, there is one that it's a Nosferatu that shares some similar traits with Archie. And there is also Mr. X with somebody else who has, I believe, slicked back hair, and on the back says, "No fucking way."
That's right.
And Astrid keeps that and lets Victoria know about it. And then we go ahead and pack up the borrowed car with not Astrid, with losing words. We pack up the stolen car or borrowed car with Alice, and then we decided to split up and head back to the warehouse to figure out our next move. So we've got currently Victoria and Astrid in the stolen Frank car with Alice in the back. And then we've got Javier and Archie in the crashed vehicle with Mr. X in the back. And we left the scene a complete and total murder fest. But that's not our problem. That's not our domain.
Mhm.
And now we're just heading right back across the river because luckily our little domain is actually pretty close because apparently no one wants that. And that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So where you find yourselves in your pair of cars heading back um heading back over the bridge over the river with uh 10, or you call him Mr. X, in the staked in the boot. You put keeping it in the boot or slash trunk. Is that where you're keeping him, or is he just like on the back seat or what?
No, we put him in the trunk because
Oh yeah,
Javier
because you like
yeah, he made a witty
you
remark
quipped at
about
him.
it
Yeah,
being poetic. Yes, he quipped at him when he couldn't respond.
that's right. Yeah. Okay, so where are you? Did you discuss where you're going to take him?
I think we said we were gonna head back to the warehouse to
Okay.
figure out what to do next. Also because
Yeah.
we really need to switch cars. One of them is
Very
completely
quiet.
wrecked.
Okay.
Yeah, one's wrecked, and the other one is now immediately stolen, so it needs to be put in the river as quickly as possible.
Hang on, I'm just checking my volume, make sure it's not too quiet, because apparently I'm pretty quiet. I think
Yeah.
I might have improved it now. Potentially, I can adjust. That's not it. No, that should all be Hmm.
It
What
worked for
about?
me because it went up in the call. I had to turn you down a little
Yeah.
bit now.
Okay. Well, as long as it's all good now, I'll leave it. Yeah. So, sorry, I completely spaced because I was trying to fix my volume. Where are you heading?
The
I'm sorry.
warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because we
great.
have a stolen car and a crashed car, and both of them are probably going to attract attention.
All right, great. So you're heading. That's where you're heading. Well, you would arrive there without any incident. The only people that you've really had issues with around this area are either beheaded or staked in your boot. So you have you kind of free and easy at the moment. So yeah, you arrive at the warehouse without much issue. It's probably around one or yeah, about one, I would say, at this
Yeah.
point, because you
Yeah, it's very
yeah
early Thursday morning.
yeah it's about one. Yeah, so you've got yeah, you pull up to the front of the warehouse. It's pretty much as you left it. Um, Victoria's car's still inside with the vandalism
Mm-hmm.
that's happened to it.
My poor baby.
Yeah.
At least she only has one broken window as opposed to all broken windows.
Yeah.
It's still a broken window.
And a broken
Mhm.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so you've and the Mr. Chu, the big security guard, the sheriff's former ghoul, he's left. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, I think we told him to go to the prince. I think. Or no, we did no, because he didn't remember where her office was, or
He
the
didn't
sheriff's
know.
office.
Yeah, so
He
we
was in
sent
a
him to the
he,
prince.
he was in a bit of a state. I think he just
Yeah.
It seemed like he was
Yeah.
just leaving for the sake of getting away.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you find yourselves there. What are you going to do? Are you talking to each other? Are you going to? Is Archie going to come up with a?
I was just gonna say to the others, what are we doing? Because we should go to the prince, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're just trying to look less conspicuous, considering she just gestures at all the fucking cars.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many cars.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys have like 3 cars then.
four.
Yeah.
Four now.
Amassing
We
them.
have four
Yeah, you
now.
have 4 cars. 4 cars in
We've
your
doubled our
warehouse.
cars.
One of them is like fucking almost totaled though. It's lucky that it even works.
Yeah.
But
I take my tape out of the radio.
yeah.
Oh, thank God for that.
I kind of liked it.
It wasn't
On the
bad.
plus side, it doesn't trigger your Bane anymore, Javier.
Yeah, no, it's great. This is a shitbox now.
But it's in a state where you're not sure it will run
again. Yeah.
if you once you've turned it off. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Javier's kind of looking at it, and he's like, I could probably take these bench seats out, and we could put them in your haven, Archie.
Oh, that'd be nice. I've just been using like deck chairs that I found ages ago in a rubbish pile.
Well,
Yeah,
there
how
you
about
go.
we upgrade you to a car seat couch? Anyways, me, the player, I don't know why my voice isn't going down to my lower register, but and he's like, however, the elephant in the room, or 2 elephants in the room, one of these people we promised to the prince, the other one we didn't, and actually had nothing to do with this.
As far as we know, at least.
Yeah, well, look, it'll be a nice surprise, surely. She does not look as convinced.
I was thinking more of maybe we just take her back home and then call in on the favor she's gonna owe us for it later, considering we saved her life. As opposed to taking her to the prince and doing something nice for him that we didn't have to.
Don't be ridiculous. No, we're taking her to the prince. She's half fucking melted.
Yeah, what is up with that? What happened?
I say
Uh,
Mr. X here has some talents he's been keeping us away from.
Is it possible that she will? Because we know that she can change what she looks like, right? Maybe she was just interrupted while she was doing that.
There is a possibility that that is all it is, but there is also, considering where we found her, a greater possibility that someone else was involved, whether that is Mr. X or another figure, we don't know. I think it would behoove us to take everything we have found directly to the prince instead of trying to play both sides. She will owe us a favor if she lives. Regardless, we saved her from that cesspit.
Yeah, this couldn't have happened to her more than a couple nights ago. We just saw her on Tuesday.
Oh, that was this week. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, Archie. You're so
Yeah.
right.
I've been in this country for all of 6 days.
How are you liking it?
He just gives you a side glance, like
Mm.
he is standing here, soaking wet, stinking of beer, all his makeup's run. He just gives you this look, like
So like a 6, maybe? A 6? It's been a bit of fun. Well, I've had fun, at least.
I have.
Hey,
Also, are we gonna have a problem if we show up to the prince's stinking like beer?
Mm.
And he got his fancy gentleman club thing.
I mean, you brought Archie.
We brought Archie last time. He was in a little outfit, but
It's a little outfit.
Yeah.
at this point, I think he knows what to expect from you lot. Not derogatory.
Saying
Just
Archie
stating
was
facts.
in a little outfit is like saying like you're talking about a dog wearing
Yeah.
a little knitted jumper.
We put him in a little sweater. I'm sure. Look, I would prefer if we all showered, but I'm sure he won't mind, considering we've brought back a nice little prize.
Well, all we did was do what he demanded we do. It's not like we are. It's not like we've gone above and beyond or whatever.
Well, no, but for a first mission, it's not bad. Yes, Archie?
Would he know that? Does he know that the sheriff's dead yet? I can't. Did we tell him that?
Oh, we told
no.
the ghoul, and the ghoul went running. So
Yeah,
she wasn't dead when you were at the prince's like club, because she was there at first.
Yeah,
I
'cause
believe
that
the
happened
last
after.
while you were
words.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the last words he ever said to her were "Get out of my sight."
Well, she did that.
Yeah.
Well.
Bad taste. Mm.
Oh, hey, I guess that means I'm an orphan again, huh?
Hey. It happens pretty regularly, apparently.
Yeah. Gonna.
Does this
I'm
mean I
gonna
get her
start
stuff?
assume you're fucking knocking them off.
I mean, I'm on my third sire now? Yeah, that's
Serious question. Does this mean I get her stuff?
no. Wait, does it?
Does inheritance work like that anymore? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think you were like cool enough with each other for that to work.
The prince likes him, though.
Maybe you'll get her stuff. We'll find out.
So right now the
When you
plan
said
is
the
to
prince
take.
likes him, he shudders.
So right now the plan is to take these two over to the prince. Which car are we taking?
Oh, well, the Datsun, I don't think has a trunk. Not like, it's got like a hatch.
Okay. So we got 2 bodies and we got 4 of us.
And we've got Victoria's car, which, looking at it, I mean, that's just old house paint. That ought to come off with, like, I don't know, WD-40?
Oh, it better.
Does WD-40 act as a paint stripper?
Would you
Yeah,
like to
can do
roll
a
to
lot
see
of
if you
things.
know that, Archie?
Huh?
You roll to see
That
if
was
you
out
know.
of character. I didn't know.
Yeah. Nick, would you like to roll out of character
Yeah.
to see if you know that?
Yeah, oh, fuck, I don't have my dice on me.
What's funny is WD-40 is just one of those things that, like, was like you just had it because it fixed so many problems.
Yeah, I only ever use it, like, for, like, lubricating
Doors.
metals.
Yeah.
We
That's
used
what
to
I
use
use.
it to clean our NES cartridges.
That
I used to
seems
know-
bad.
I used
Sick.
to know someone that would use it for like sore muscles.
Yeah.
Were
Wild.
they a robot?
Hey.
I'm gonna stop.
Let me
I'm gonna
see.
start putting it on my food as seasoning.
Yeah, why not? Like Windex.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Like Windex.
Let's see.
Blue
I'm
With
gonna move on
WD-40,
from
you
that
can
one.
remove paint stains from your car without any complications and damage to the metallic paint on its body.
Wow, I wish I knew that like a couple of months ago when
What's
I dinged
the-
up my car.
It's the same way that they use, like, when you want to take paint off, like, miniatures and stuff. I can't remember what the substance is, but it's something that you wouldn't think is, like, paint remover. You just, like, put it in this and it'll take it off. And
Yeah, so yeah, Javier's just kind of looking over the giant X and kind of like scratches it with a fingernail and is like, yeah, I bet I could buff this out with some WD-40.
Victoria,
Alright,
has a,
well-
Victoria has a frenzy check because you're scratching the car.
Scratching the paint.
It's already fucked up enough, I think. A little scratch.
So we can't
I'm also
take.
scratching the black paint.
So we can't take the Datsun, or I guess two of us can go in the Datsun. So do we just take the stolen one for the two bodies?
I mean, I don't mind taking the Mustang.
I'm gonna
I
find
would
it
rather
funny if
have it
every.
within my sight.
I'm gonna find it funny if every time we see the prince, we're rocking up in a different fucking
Different car.
It's been
We just
that
gotta go
way.
out of our way. Just gotta go out of our way to make sure that happens every time.
But to be fair, you've only seen him twice. So
Yeah.
it's not
Well, we
hard.
can keep this party rolling.
Okay.
Alright,
Alright, so
so
I guess I'll go get Mr. X and... Should we blindfold him?
Well, maybe.
He's staked.
Ah,
He's
Yeah,
not gonna
but he
see
can still
shit.
see. I
He
could
can
see in
still
his
see.
eyes. He could still see.
he
Yeah,
probably
alright.
knows- He probably knows where the prince is. I don't think it's like hidden knowledge, is it?
Well, I don't think it's. I
It's
don't
not
think it would be in good
advertised.
form
Ah,
to
okay.
just
well,
let him know. Not that I think he'll be lasting much longer.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get incinerated.
Yeah. For courtesy's sake, let's
I don't like hurting people, but and then I just look at him. He sucks.
He does suck immensely.
Well, I think we all kind of do.
You're so funny.
Archie does not get the
He
joke.
smirks, but he's still got like the bloodstained teeth.
Ugh.
So he can't help but laugh at his own joke, and everyone's reminded that he tried to eat a dude.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, pile them in. Let's get this over with.
All right.
Victoria just did the old slap your thighs, go, all right, gotta be making a move there.
She didn't want any more jokes coming out. She's like, yeah, let's wrap it up, fellas.
Hitting the old dusty trail.
Stretching.
Yep.
At least Javier's not
Yeah.
a normal Toreador, or I'm pretty sure being covered in beer. Although actually, he might have an issue because his makeup's messed up.
Also, it's not like microbrewery beer.
It's VB, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Victoria is taking the Mustang. I imagine we're just gonna. Javier will just pass the keys off to Astrid for the other one.
okay.
So which car
Sounds
did
like a
you
plan.
end up picking?
Yeah, I also want to know
we
that.
we put Mr. X in the Mustang, I think,
Okay.
and then Alice is still in the stolen car because
well-
the Datsun only has a hatch, I think,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
a proper trunk.
Then in that case, Victoria hands Astrid the keys.
I need to remind you that the Datsun is also the stolen car.
Yeah, but
So, real quick for me, the player, which set of keys does she have?
You have the keys to the stolen car that we drove back in.
You have the
With-
key to
with
Frank's
Alice.
car.
Frank's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The Frank
All right.
Mobile.
I will hop in to Frank
Yeah.
the Frank Mobile.
The glove box is full of pornographic magazines. Just adding that
Nice.
to look.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
Archie is very confused
Is,
at this.
is Archie
Don't
getting in?
look,
If Archie gets in the Frank Mobile, as soon as like someone sits down in the front seat, it just opens and it all pours out into their lap. I'm hoping it's Archie that gets in shotgun just for that.
Is Archie riding with me?
Yeah, probably.
Sorry to steer the story a bit, but I want that to happen.
No, that's fine. Archie, as I've said to Violet, is aggressively aromantic, asexual. He just does not understand what the fuck he's looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Ash was
Oh, by
just
the way,
like,
are Victoria's seats upholstered in like leather or? Because I know like leather seats in Texas was a no, but I don't know about Australia.
Oh, leather seats in Australia is also a no, but she would definitely have them.
Well, yeah, 'cause
Okay, that'll
she
make it
doesn't-
way easier to clean up the blood.
It's a
Yeah.
lot easier. It's a lot easier if you're only driving at night because
Yeah.
you're not like
Mhm.
you're less likely to get in there and like fry
Bake yourself.
you bake yourself. Yeah. just put up one of those like tinfoil sheets over the windowsill that's got like a picture of Garfield sunbathing or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Javier
So,
sees
yeah,
that
he'll,
and his bane happens again.
He'll once again take off the vest, turn it inside out because the outer side is stinky and beer.
The fucking head was on the driver's seat.
Yes.
Well, it turned to ash, so you just got a little pile of ash there now.
Oh.
I thought you said there was still blood.
Oh, there's like blood, but it's like dried. It's dried at this point.
Yeah,
because
it's like crusty.
it's like the product. It's sort of the same thing that happens once it sort of leaves the kindred. It kind of becomes mundane stuff. So it kind of dries easily. Like even testing it wouldn't wouldn't conclusively say it was blood because it's just a mix of so much different
Yeah.
things. So it's mostly just ash and dried blood on the passenger seat. A little stain or a big stain.
We'll get it out. Before you put the vest down, Victoria will turn to you like, do you have like a little baggie? You feel like a guy that has like stuff on you. Do you have a little bag or something?
He's like, did you think I did cocaine in life?
I don't know.
That
Well,
is
maybe.
also what my
maybe. I don't know. Who hasn't? Anyway, yes, no. I mean,
well,
look,
Victoria's on so much coke all the time.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
come
It's
on.
the 80s.
I think
the
she's
80s.
I think she's partially made from it.
Look, I want to. If we preserve, look, we've got this ash. I don't want to just like blow it onto the ground. This was the prince's childhood. It'd be fucked up if I just like dusted his kid onto the
I
ground.
want to snort
Actually,
it.
that is exactly what Javier did when we found the head.
Fuck.
He just swept it out of the sea. But there's probably like little bits still in like
we
the
can like
crevices.
vacuum. We can vacuum some crevices up, and we'll find some of her. We'll be fine.
Sawdust and a loose
Yeah, we
nail.
hand over a fucking like vacuum bag.
Just the contents of the shitty, dirty warehouse floor.
Yeah.
wanna
Your child is in
say-
there somewhere.
It's been
Yeah,
covered
just
in
wanna
rat
say-
blood and rat shit when the swarm of rats arrived. Sorry, go on, Aspen.
No, just like after the fucking dramaticness that was last episode, here we are. You two are talking about baggies and snorting up ashes. We have pornographic magazines falling out of this dashboard.
And ain't that the 80s, baby?
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
So I'm gonna take that as a no. All right.
Bow,
I'm
bow.
gonna check Javier's list of things and see if he's got it.
I don't remember it off by heart, but I feel like I'd remember if there was like little bags on there.
I don't think you have a bag on you, bro. I don't remember you. Like I
Oh,
saw
that's
that list of things
cute.
You
you
might
made.
be able to find one. Like the warehouse is not completely empty. There's little like tool cabinets and stuff.
Surely there's a garbage bag in here somewhere we can just
I'm gonna
brew
say
some,
you don't
some
find that,
dirt.
but you do find some like empty like cement bags that have obviously just been left like so like maybe you could like those paper cement bags.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
probably put it,
perfect.
but like
See,
like I
Astrid,
said, only a little bit of it is left on the seat. A lot of it is just like swept off on the ground and like has like one of Javier's boot prints in it from where he was walking around.
Better than
Javier.
nothing.
Javier goes through his stuff and he pulls out what looks like an Altoid 10. It's like, I got this. It's got my sewing kit in it. He's not laughing. I just can't stop laughing.
Mm.
Meanwhile,
No, I-
Archie's just looking at all like just up to his like waist in like
Yeah.
tattered pornographic magazines. Just like, oh.
He's just like, Astrid, why?
let me just get these out of here.
I am so glad that Javier didn't drive because he did not want to have that conversation.
I will say, like,
don't-
while you're having this like talking about this, like turning, like what to do with the ashes of the head, you Victoria and Javier, you do glance over to see Astrid just like throwing nudie magazines out of the car onto the ground.
You
What
see her like
kind,
she's
though,
like
specifically? Like, who is it catering to?
which
Like-
gays?
Yeah. The male gaze.
Mm.
It's
There could be
it's the
some
early
vintages in there.
It's the early 80s, you know. It's
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gonna find much
So,
else.
really
Unfortunately, unless
poor
you really go
Astrid.
looking. Yeah.
yeah, you see her eventually she'll actually gather up in a pile and you just see her she kind of marches over to one part of the warehouse. She puts it all right there and then she'll march back to the car and just get in.
I was about to say at least you can't blush, but actually you're Humanity 9.
Yeah, you can.
She is actively blushing.
Hang on.
I
I've had anything good.
actually can tell because he's the only one of my characters canonically not colorblind.
Yep. You can actively tell she is blushing as
Yeah.
she comes back into the car.
He does not understand.
Javier is going
Oh
to
my-
turn somewhere away to laugh a little quietly, like a little snort.
I just had this image of like Astrid like stomping across the warehouse with the armful of magazines, and the window is up on Archie's side, so you can just see him screaming but not hear it. He's just like his like hands are shaking and his eyes are shut. He's screaming, but you can't actually hear it.
Yeah, Javier will take the little Altoid 10. He'll empty the little sewing kit into one of the many pockets he has, and he'll get his little switchblade and put the Altoid 10 down and kind of use the switchblade as a little broom to get the ash into the Altoid 10.
It
Well-
really does have strong like we're on a budget and we spilled our cocaine vibes.
Yeah.
This is not the first time I've done this, buddy. It's
And
still
so-
good.
and
Don't
so
worry
Victoria's
about
Victoria's
it.
scraping it up
Altoid
with her
10
one
too.
long nail.
Yeah, cocaine.
Well,
That's
since they're still doing whatever it is they're doing, Asher's just gonna look around in the other parts of the car to see if she finds any more of it. Like under the seats.
It's yeah, every crevice is full of it. No,
Oh my
it's
god,
not.
man.
It's just the rest of it. You'll find like there's like a spare tire in the back, and like a jack for removing the wheel if need be.
Okay.
Hey, blunt weapon.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, he'll close the lid on the 10, hand it to Victoria, and go, "One sheriff to go."
Thanks, champ. Great. I don't. Okay.
And he's trying not to laugh, but it's definitely at Astrid, not at this.
Victoria's like
definitely seems
openly
like-
chuckling at the fact that we have been sweeping up just like ash on the ground that it's gone in a mint tin and she's gonna give it to the prince. This is my worst nightmare. I love it. Thanks.
You've quickly
Best thing
forgotten
is
what the
it
prince
has
was like
been-
last time you saw him.
Yeah.
It has been defaced with Sharpie.
That's look at this
So
point.
it definitely has, like, all sorts of like it's similar to like the handwriting on his tapes. There's just like all sorts of dumb shit written or drawn on it.
It's
Just
also
dumb
only the
sheriff
sheriff's
people.
head. You don't know where the rest of the sheriff is. Maybe the rest of the sheriff can be like gathered up more nicely.
Yeah,
Who
or
knows?
scattered to the wind. We can say it
Yeah.
was a lovely funeral.
Yeah, there you go. All
Yeah.
good. So
All right.
you're heading back to the Prince's Club in the
Yep.
CBD.
Yep.
Okay. What's your order of your marching order, your / your driving order as you leave? Who's going to get there first?
Should
The
we...
one not in a shitbox.
Yeah, probably the nice, well-kept muscle car would probably get there first. And also she would know the streets by now.
The nice, well-kept muscle car with the broken window and the
Yeah, well, look.
the new paint job.
Until today, it was a mostly nice, well-kept muscle car.
It still has
Fair
a
enough.
dent in the ceiling and animal
Don't
scratch
look at
marks on the
that.
hood.
God, stop it.
So when it is a relatively quick drive because you know the route, but when you know that when you get there, the alleyway is very narrow and you really can only sort of, like you couldn't turn in it, so you'd have to back the car down there. So I'm presuming you back, both cars sort of down. There's also a turn, so you could, in theory, maybe one of you go forward, like drive down it, front ways, turn to the left, and then the other one back down, so you could have both ends of the little alleyway blocked off. And then you'll have then it's just either, both cars sort of parked on either side of this little unassuming door that leads into the club. There's no one sort of comes out to greet you. And from here, the way the curtains are drawn and stuff, you can't really even see if there's lights on inside. From here, although there is like a brass knocker on the door.
Do I gotta go back in there?
Yep.
Just when she
Much.
goes, yep, and then like hooks his arm.
Yeah.
The worst part is that the doorman doesn't particularly like Astrid and me, but so guess who has to knock too? Have fun.
So he'll go up and he'll knock on the door.
So Javier, when you reach up to knock on the door, like you give the knocker a thump, and the door just kind of gives way under it, and like slowly opens inside with a creak, and you see what was like, previously the very sort of cramped, very, affluent and ostentatious, 18th century foyer, but is now a mess. The stairs have been, like the carpet on the stairs is shredded, and like there's splashes, sort of arterial sprays of blood across the paneling, the wooden paneling. It looks like someone's like scraped claws across the oil paintings that sort of hang from the walls. And the banister of the stairs and the balustrades of some of them have been like splintered and kicked out. And you see at the bottom of the stairs, sort of lying at your feet, is the bulky body of Mr. Chu, the ghoul assistant to the sheriff. And he doesn't look like his throat's not torn out like you might be used to seeing after tonight. He's just kind of you can tell that he's dead. There's no color to his face, and he's cold, and his eyes are staring. But he looks like he's, his head's kind of twisted at a strange angle. And you sort of, as you sort of take a moment to sort of look down and then take in this scene, you see the prince, Prince Lytton, step to the landing at the top of the stairs, place his hand on the railing and look down at you.
I was gonna say the minute that he saw the dead guy in front of him and the door not shut, he would have gone nope and shut it.
I'm
So,
thinking before he had a chance to do that, he sort of caught the prince's looking down at him from the railing at the top. Would you still shut it, or would you sort of give the prince a chance to speak?
Considering what we've talked about with the prince, I think what's going to happen is Javier's going to very quietly be like, nope, and swap places with Victoria and push her forward.
Just before you have the opportunity, like, well, as you're sort of doing that, he sort of takes in your like beer-soaked, makeup running, vaguely blood-soaked aesthetic, and he says, "It seems we're both having an evening. Come in. Don't mind the mess. I trust you're all here. I don't want to have this conversation twice."
For, sir. Love what you've done with the place. She is quite clearly, obviously sarcastic.
I'm not in the mood for japery, Miss Errant.
Do we all go in? How many of us go in?
Asher and I are there yet? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because we established y'all got there first.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
I
we're
would say
even
that
in.
Asher and Archie are there, but they're still in the car. Or maybe still
Okay.
getting out of the car.
In that case, Victoria will turn to Harvey and be like, "Oh, give him a bit of a heads up, would ya?" And she'll step into the slaughterhouse, I suppose.
He goes, gladly, and turns around.
As Victoria, as you step over Mr. Chu at the bottom of the stairs, are you going to go up the stairs towards the prince, or are you going to stay at the bottom?
Stairs.
So you're going up the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you go up, you sort of get a better look in that hallway at the top of the stairs. You see the old footman, you know, in all his livery. He's been he's in a strange position. He's got his back against the wall, but his legs are up and his head is down, like he's upside down almost, but he's like sort of slumped on the floor, like he was almost like a doll just thrown and forgotten. And sort of as the prince notices you maybe glancing in that direction, he says, "I had him for almost a century. It's quite a waste. No matter. Tell me, what have you found?"
What appears to be a small sabot operation. We've brought you back Mr. X as requested, though he is nearly
Mr.
dead.
X.
Yes. And we also happened to find Alice there.
Alice.
Yes, she's in quite the state herself.
He immediately sort of stiffens up, and he for the first time he actually deigns to put a hand on your shoulder, and he sort of there's real sort of kindred iron strength sort of behind there as he sort of guides you back down the stairs, and he goes, "Downstairs now." And he
Hey.
he sort of he pushes you to, he sort of doesn't push you down the stairs, but he guides you down the stairs. And as the rest of you are coming in, he will sort of sweep out into the alleyway with you, and he's talking to Victoria, and he says, "Show me Alice now." And his voice is sort of kept low.
she will direct him towards the stolen vehicle and the boot where they've stowed her away.
He sort of moves towards it, but he keeps his hands sort of clasped behind his back, and he looks to one of you like he expects you to open it. He's not going to do it.
I'll open it. Well, I'm the one with the keys, so
She is.
That's true.
He sort of looks at the torpid form of Alice and her sort of melted half. And he looks to you, Victoria, and he hisses through his teeth. He's like, "Fishcraft."
That what I'm expecting, yes.
Javier makes that awkward teeth expression.
He sort of he turns to you, Victoria. He seems to be most comfortable speaking with you. Out
Obvious
of
reason
out
I
of
feel.
the rest of you, and he says, "This is. I think you will understand my my attitude here, because Alice is currently upstairs."
Oh.
oh,
I see. That is
Now,
quite the pickle.
the question remains: is this Alice, or is that?
Archie's eyes go wide, but he's not saying anything.
is there a way to
In
tell?
fact, he's maybe hiding behind Javier a little bit.
Oh.
He turns to Astrid and he's like, "Blood. There are Tremere rituals, but Cypher has locked himself away since he met you all. Nothing to do with you. He's just a
Tremere.
he's just a academic." And he says academic like one might say, you know, something nasty, like it's a slur.
Yeah. In many ways, it is.
Mm.
I said we could. I could send for him, but honestly, as soon as you start checking her blood, the gig will be up.
What's the Alice upstairs
this?
doing there, Your Grace?
Visiting. She's been a member of the court for some years. She went missing, and now she was seeking to make amends for her anarchistic tendencies. And being the gracious liege that I am, I chose to entertain her. She, the
Certainly
least I could do,
convenient
she
timing.
paid little mind to my mess.
Meh? Oh, because
You
how
said-
shouldn't I have it? We haven't been inside yet, have we?
Well, you would have had a glance inside before he kind of
okay.
ushered you out.
Also, Javier like told you, hey,
Ah.
he had a bitch fit.
Okay, cool.
And then but now he sort of quietens for a second, and he says, "You found my child."
Very pained
Javier
expression on Archie's face.
Javier glances at Victoria expectantly.
Victoria like is halfway to a smile and then realizes that pulling out an Altoid tin with the scattered ashes and dirt of his child may not be the best course of action right now, and goes, yes, we found what remained of her in our domain earlier this evening.
And you found her. He sort of cuts you off and says, "And you found her killer."
Mr. X killed her, right? Out of character.
We don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Fenris was there too.
Oh fuck, that's
We
right.
have reason to believe that the man you might be looking for is one and the same as the one you sent us after.
But I, to be truthful, my grace or your grace, Fenris was also there too. I saw it. With,
we will deal with Taylor's people in due course. I believe he played his hand, or perhaps he is still playing it, but I believe he has failed.
I got the feeling we interrupted something.
No, isn't that the way of things? He sort of turns to you, Javier, and he crosses his arms over his chest, and he like looks at you for a moment. And he says, "You are just precious, aren't you?"
It's me, the player.
Beg
So,
your
yeah, that was
pardon?
me, the player, too, laughing.
He was just like, beg your pardon, your grace?
Nothing. I'm in a ebullient, phase of grief. I am feeling poetic, I suppose.
God damn it, Blue.
Anyway,
Um,
I
he looks concerned by this.
he goes, I have a solution to this problem. Take the two. You have Mr. X, Mr. the Sabat. You have that. You have him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take him.
We opened the other trunk.
Take him and Alice. Put them both in the foyer. Do it now.
I'll grab Alice.
When I open the trunk, does it seem like our pal Mr. X is still cognizant?
Sort of. His eyes occasionally move, but it's like it's getting harder and harder for him to do so.
So
Out
you
of
just
character.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say out of character because I can't remember if Archie knows about the photos in character, but maybe we should show the photos to the prince.
Only Victoria does.
Oh, okay.
Victoria and Astrid.
Be really honest, I totally forgot about the photos until you did the recap. So,
Not right this second, I think.
no, yeah. Thank you for reminding me about said photos, or I would have forgotten them again. Yeah, okay. Victoria's holding open the door to the foyer.
So you unload the two. He's like, just set them down inside. Don't remove the stakes, obviously.
Archie withdraws his hand.
No, Archie.
He just wants to unstake something. He hasn't had He didn't get to unstake Javier.
Is it fair to say this place is no longer procking my bane because it has absolutely been desecrated?
Yeah, he's gone to town on it.
Javier's gonna look around, not actually say anything, but just kind of glance around now that he's got a full view. There wouldn't happen to be any, like, unblemished tables in his gaze, would there?
Yeah, there's like an old, like an antique looking table. It's a bit higher than a coffee table, but it's kind of like it's the sort of thing you'd put like your keys on maybe. And it's up against the wall, and that's sort of managed. It's got a couple spots of blood on it, but beyond that, it's okay.
As Javier passes Victoria with the body, he kind of very, very subtly shoulder checks her and does a nod towards the table.
Victoria will check out the table. She's picturing it within her apartment. We could saw off the legs a little bit, lower it down. It could work.
It's like, I
Don't
did
ever
it!
say he isn't looking out for you.
The prince calls out and is like, please go faster, please.
How fast are you wanting?
Chop chop. No questions.
He doesn't answer that question, Javier. He just looks at you.
On that instant of looking,
I'm already done.
On that instant, Javier's just celerity one spot to the other.
Okay. So once they're inside, he sort of gestures you all away from the door. And he turns to Victoria and he says, Scourge?
Yes.
Burn it down.
Alrighty. She seems very excited by this prospect. You don't mean with these people in it, right? As
Yeah.
not the two staked ones. I mean everyone else.
Yes, with everyone that's in it.
Oh. Oh.
Uh,
I have no tolerance for black hand tricks. Alice has already proven herself traitorous, if that is her. And if not, then she is ruined, and what is the point of her?
don't give a
Burn
shit
this-
about Alice.
Burn this place to the ground.
Out of character, I love this guy now. That rules.
As you wish.
And then he looks at he looks at the two cars. He's like, I have need of a car. And a driver. He points at Javier, you will drive me.
On it. Which
we-
which vehicle you prefer in your grace?
He looks at both of them and he goes, he looks at both of them and he's like, ugh, they're both hideous. Hang on a second. I'm gonna make this fair.
This is fucked
Hang on.
up.
And a still Victoria's fucking touchstone.
Okay, he points at Victoria's car and says, this one will do.
Yes.
Will do until I find something more suitable.
Ooh.
Javier's just like, might I have the keys, please? he looks like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Didn't you drive that
I'll-
one?
No, he was
Victoria's
in it. Victoria.
Never,
Oh, he was-
Victoria's
that's
never
right.
let anyone
That's
drive
right.
that car.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
I swear on my own life, I will do my best to keep anything else from happening to it.
And her fist is clenched so hard around her keys that like the keychain is like bending beneath her fingers as she's holding it out, and like her whole arm is shaking, and she's like, don't. If anything happens to it, you will no longer exist. Okay?
If anything happened to it, I'd be smart enough not to come back.
Oh, yeah, that might be your first smart decision in a while. Here, and she drops the keys before she like rakes her arm back.
Before the prince gets into the car, he sort of steps up to Victoria, and he sort of locks eyes with her, and he says to her, "Burn it down." And 1 second. This is, where is it?
Oh no! He's not giving you a choice.
Okay, I can't. His sheet's all locked. Shit.
It's alright.
Okay, so I've got to roll discipline and
Wait.
what's it, charisma.
To his
Wait.
credit, Javier like grimaces from behind the prince.
I just roll it as a 1, and you've got to roll a, what is it? Intelligence
Is it-
plus resolve and beat what he rolls.
Intelligence plus resolve.
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, you gotta beat a 6.
6?
Oh, I might just do it.
You can do it. We believe in you.
I've
You
got
have
a
all your
plus
willpower,
2.
right?
I've
Come
got a
on.
+2, fuckers. Wait,
Let's
what
go.
difficulty? Just one?
Well, you gotta beat
6.
Yeah, but you've got to beat the 6. So you could roll it as a 6 if you want,
Yeah.
because this is a terminal decree too.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Oh,
You
Nah,
can
man.
reroll. You can do it.
Yeah. Because if I don't, I'm going against fucking one of her other touchstone.
Mm-hmm.
How many do I need? I need 3. Fuck it.
You have 5 successes. You only need 1.
Yeah, but I can re-roll 3 of them.
Yes.
So
Do it. Come on.
Oh,
there you
Yeah.
go,
well,
baby.
yeah.
There we go, baby.
That's
Right.
4 more.
Fuck you,
That is
Toreador.
9.
Do you
9
Fuck
successes.
you.
do you make it clear that you
No,
didn't get it, or you just sort of like gonna, you know?
she
You
is-
definitely feel like that sense of authority, like, and it, like you are, you're immediately compelled to do it, but you manage to sort of push back, with your own, you know, strength of will. But you do feel that momentary like push to do it, and it's you might have had dominate used on you before, but this is something else.
From behind the prince, Javier is like gritting his teeth and looking at her like, oh shit, did you just get dominated? Trying to see if he can see whether or not that she passed this.
Victoria smiles, but it's in a way that suggests that she knows exactly what he just tried to pull on her, but was already going to burn the place down. So she'll
Yeah.
humor him
Yeah.
in front of her friends and pretend to, you know,
You get the
bow
feeling
and
that
agree.
part of why he did it was he didn't want you, he wanted you to do it, even if it meant, you know, burning yourself down with it. You just wanted it burnt down.
The table! Get the table! Get the table!
You couldn't fucking get the table after that shit that he just pulled. Of course I'm taking his fucking table.
Yes! Loot the place!
Of course.
He
Of
gets
course.
He gets into the back of he opens the door, like the back of. Can you get into? It's a 4-door.
It's a
isn't it?
4-door. Yeah.
He opens it, and you hear him sort of go, "Oh,"
Ugh.
and then he climbs into the back seat and shuts the door.
Javier has take every ounce of his willpower not to snort, not to laugh, because he sat on the Archie blanket.
That makes Victoria smile properly, knowing that he sat on the Archie blanket.
I think it was one of those instances where Javier immediately looked at Victoria trying to like not laugh, and then Victoria's like, and now maybe he feels a little better. Because I don't think she would have smiled if she was still dominated.
So do
And-
they leave?
Yeah, well, if Javier's okay with it, they leave.
I like living.
Yeah. So,
Well, I'm living.
Javier drives away with the prince, has been conscripted as his driver.
As soon as like they're like far enough away that I feel like vampire hearing powers. I can't remember the name of senses or whatever. Because I don't know the prince's abilities. I go.
Yeah.
That's
Heightened
bitch.
senses. Toreadors naturally have aspects, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say to Victoria and Astrid, we don't know who's still in there. Like last time we were here, Helen was in there.
Oh shit!
That was a day ago, though.
Was
Yeah,
it? I thought it was tonight.
No,
No.
because
No,
we had
we
a
went to
a
sleep.
pep talk and
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So
I'm still
she's-
saying. I'm still saying it because it's still a possibility, I guess. Technically.
I mean,
And I think Archie would say that regardless because doesn't like hurting people.
I doubt the prince would have kept a Malkavian around him. He
No,
doesn't seem
I-
the type.
Mr. Cousins gave me an address. They're over there right now. I don't think they should be. Is she here?
Does
Now
he?
you put the seed of doubt in her mind, bro.
Oh, look what you've done, Archie.
I
It's
just-
fine.
I can have a look
Thievery
around.
will make you feel better.
It will.
It's like no, she wouldn't be here. She
No.
wouldn't be here. It's just burn the place down before whatever. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
We want whatever is upstairs to no longer exist. So, Archie, do you want to wait in the car? Is this going to be a lot for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lighter on you?
No.
The one who had a lighter on just
Mm.
left.
Mm.
I would say maybe it was a. Oh wait, check the stolen car for a lighter.
Sure, porn and a lighter, they do go together.
You do find a pack of redhead matches in the glove compartment
That works.
where all
So-
the porn was. Yeah.
Is there a jerry can in the boot as well?
No.
Damn.
But there is a length of hose which makes you think that Frank maybe siphons
Nice.
gasoline.
That is based.
Well, not gasoline, petrol.
Yes. Okay.
Look
Well.
at you sounding American.
Well, I automatically change a lot of words just so I don't have to explain them.
I've been friends with Blue for like almost 2 years now.
Oh,
I've
good,
picked up
same
some
shit.
Aussie slang.
I know.
Sorry
I don't mean
about
necessarily
that.
for you. I mean for like other American people that I know who are like, what's that? It's a habit I picked up. It's not. I don't do it because of you guys. It's just a habit.
They can just
You're
just
not
do
special.
what I do. Wait a day, assuming you know what it actually means. Look it up and then go, oh.
Not Goon of Fortune all over again.
Ugh.
Drinking. No,
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
no, you're not.
let's get this party started.
I will
Just one of
say,
you want.
none of you,
Archie
none of
likes
you
stealing.
instinctively
I do
like
like stealing.
None of you are jazzed at the idea of starting a fire. Like instinctively,
No.
you're like,
Yeah, no.
something inside you hates that fucking idea. But you know, you can override that for now because the fire is just is just hypothetical at the moment. Yeah, but you do know that like even though you haven't some of you haven't been kindred who have experienced fire, you do know that you have a natural I don't want to be near fire. Probably because the sun is the biggest ball of fire, and you hate that.
Astra's seen Javier like flinch back a couple of times every time he lights a cigarette, or he like lights it as far away from his face as possible.
I mean, either way, I know that fire is bad.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Here's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it quickly. There was a bar inside of that place, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, there is.
perfect.
It's on the bottom floor too. It's not even upstairs.
Delightful. I'm gonna go steal that table runner. Not the table runner, just the table.
New
Astrid,
touchstone.
if you would be so this is gonna suck for you. If you could like suck some of that gas out of that car, just a little bit, and just spit it all up in the carpet.
Oh, and she
Yeah,
can still test
perfect.
liquids.
Yeah, sorry.
Sure. I've done it before.
It's not going
I-
to poison you.
No, it's fine. If it gets in your lungs, it's fine. Archie, I'm gonna
Hello.
give you the easy job.
Okay.
Can you run in there, get me the highest proof alcohol you can find, vodka preferably.
Okay.
Full bottle would be great. Bring it back out, and then you can go chill around the corner because
Well,
looking out
half
for
a
you.
second I thought you were going to send Archie in there to burn him as well.
No.
Go in there.
You're perfectly flammable, but we're not going to use you in that way.
Okay, I'll go see if I can find it.
Thank you.
While I'm in there, Karai,
Yeah.
can I try and like do a 1 second, I need to open the
How are you gonna fuck this up for Victoria, Archie?
I just want to do like an
Big plan.
awareness or an investigation roll or something and try and figure out if there's anyone in here besides the people we know about.
Well, you already know that there is the 2 torpid corpses that are just on the floor in the foyer, and the prince told you that Alice was upstairs.
Yeah.
Say in what state? I'm gonna say you probably won't be able to tell unless you actually go upstairs and sort of investigate the door. You can't really tell from down here.
Yeah, and I know Alice can see invisible people, so
Yeah. And Victoria told you to go and get booze from the bar, so I imagine if she looked in and saw you going upstairs, she'd be like, no.
Down, back down.
Not what I told you to do.
Okay, I'll just go try and find some like vodka or
Yeah.
better absinthe maybe. This is
Ooh.
fancy
Yeah,
place.
There's all kinds of booze in it. Like this is a gentleman's club in like the classical English sense. and it's plenty of it there. Even if it's it maybe only gets used that way during the day. But there's a bar and it's stocked.
Mhm.
Are you going to take them all the bottles, or are you going to
I'm taking
break them
as many bottles as I can bring, and I'm taking them back to Victoria because I think she told me to bring them back to her, didn't you?
Yes.
So you've got like armfuls of all kinds of liquor.
Yeah, absinthe and vodka and like.
Yeah.
Before I leave, I give like a very sad look at Alice. I don't care much about Mr. X, but Alice wasn't that bad to us.
Yeah.
And
We should
I
have
will leave.
taken her back to the Anarchs.
No. Bitch.
That would have been really funny though if we'd gotten there and and it's like Alice is upstairs. Oh fuck.
Okay, so yeah, Archie returns with armfuls of booze.
As Victoria's like actively dragging a table out of the door
Yeah.
over a corpse. Perfect. Chuck him on the top of the car while Astrid desecrates
Archie
the carpet
looks
further.
at you, looks at the car, goes to throw it because you said
No,
Chuck.
no. You know what I mean, kid.
All right.
Yeah.
I should put a bottle aside for poor Astrid after this is over.
Did alcohol even do anything to us?
Not really. Unless you sort
gotta
of
force feed it to a
Astrid
human
can-
first.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah,
You gotta.
Astrid can taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
It doesn't
worst
work,
part
but
of
she can
alcohol.
taste it.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Psychosomatic. It'll be fine.
All right. So what's your plan here with so far as burning the building down?
Oh, I'm gonna attempt to soak the carpet with as much like petrol and booze as possible, and then tear a chunk of my skirt off and make a couple of Molotovs and just hurl them in the open door and run.
Yeah, that's feasible.
Little fire becomes big fire.
I won't make you roll for the throwing of the Molotovs because you're not under stress really. Although I will say if you don't leave within like a short amount of time after it starts burning, you'll be contending with an unhappy beast.
Oh yeah.
I
think the plan would be to move the spare car like out onto the street, have the other two like with the engine idling waiting over there. Victoria will toss and just like book it as soon as she's sure that it's going to be like on fire.
So
As all those nudie magazines, that would have been great fire.
That'd be fun.
As you're like setting all of this up and Astrid's like siphoning out gasoline to pour on the carpet, maybe getting in after you started upending some of the alcohol bottles, Astrid can sort of put the gasoline into the bottles, to sort of upend into and sort of basically by the time you're finished, the foyer of the building just reeks of both alcohol and petrol. Just like this is this very sort of strong scent, and for Kindred, it's probably sharper still. Although it doesn't seem to. It doesn't. Despite all of that, it doesn't seem to mask the the smell of blood, even though it's kind of old, stale blood at this point. I will say that as you're sort of finishing up, is Archie helping pour the?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, I would have told Archie to be like, don't get involved. It's fine. Yeah. For your own mental health, go chill around the corner.
Archie's already gone off around the corner then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can keep watch.
Yeah.
So I'll say
very aware of the fact there's still a Walkman in his pocket with the prince.
So I will say, Victoria, as you're sort of, upending the last bottles, you hear some thumping at the door upstairs and a muffled voice saying, Your Grace? Your Grace?
Astrid? I believe that's time, our cue to get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so you've got your Molotov ready.
Mm-hmm.
So as you light it, the beast sort of within recoils as like this, gout of flame perilously close to you. Astrid, you might even feel it too. This is the first time you've actually felt like that, those twinges of like the fear frenzy. You felt maybe the anger frenzy before, but not. This is a different kind of thing, and you feel that sort of spark up inside, as the as Victoria lights the Molotov, and Victoria, you're loath to hold on to it for a second. You just like, as soon as it's lit, you just throw it into the front door, and the carpet and the wooden sort of fixtures immediately light up, and you hear a awful screaming from the top floor, sort of muffled by the walls. There's no windows looking into that room you remember from when you visited it previously. There's just the fire is quickly spreading around the building, and that scream is getting louder and more animalistic. As you and Astrid, I'm presuming, take off into the night.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe picking up Archie along the way.
No, they're just leaving him there.
Well, he knows how to get home from anywhere in the city.
He does.
Yeah, he knows.
Come
He's
on,
the only one that
little
lives here.
And it doesn't take that long before you're hearing the sirens of the fire brigade. But you saw how quickly that fire started, and you know there's not much chance of saving that building at this point.
Time to update the map again.
I'll remember to do that. Now we'll cut to Javier. This is a little bit earlier. As you're sort of driving in the car, and he's silent in the back, and it's kind of frustrating because he's just gotten in the car and just gone silent, and you don't know where to take him. Like, you don't. The only other place you know that he goes is the hotel on Hotel Windsor on Spring Street. And you don't know if he wants to go there, but he's just sort of sitting.
I do know where the Ivory Tower is, though, right?
The Ivory.
Because isn't that where we went when Javier was first woken up? We went to have a court meeting.
No, that was the Hotel Windsor.
Okay, it was a hotel. Okay.
Yeah, that was the Hotel Windsor. So that's the one you know of. But he's sort of sitting in the back seat, staring out the window. He's got like his hand on his face, and it's kind of now that you realise how young he looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's bizarre because you know the amount of like power he brings to bear, but he looks so young. He looks like he's like, he doesn't look like he's over 20. If that.
Javier's putting the sunglasses on to cover up his smeared makeup.
Yeah. And he sort of, as you're kind of driving out, so you're going to talk?
He basically just kind of starts the vehicle and just kind of starts to idly pull out. He just imagines that the man will tell him where to go. But maybe he just wants to go for a drive.
Yeah. You're kind of just cruising up like you're cruising up like Queen Street or something or other. And he's just sort of sitting in the back, and you know the city's laid out in a grid, and you can just kind of drive, around in circles if you really wanted to. And he doesn't seem interested. And then after like a few minutes, he sort of says, "Yeah, and you are a Toreador, aren't you?"
Yes.
You're very stiff-jawed, gritted teeth.
Well, I haven't exactly. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And talkative too.
That was sarcasm, right?
Javier, I want to like you. I have a soft spot for my own blood. And like it or not, we are kin.
Going to resist the urge to grimace.
What is it that you find so offensive about me? I'm in a reflective mood. Be honest.
Oh. Do not be honest.
Remember Victoria's words. Lie.
So I said, what were the words exactly? Damn it, sir. What were the words exactly? What about me do you find so offensive?
Yeah.
So Javier is going to respond, I'm kind of finding my whole situation offensive. I don't think it has anything personally to do with who I'm surrounded with. I'm not supposed to be here.
But you are here, and it it behooves you to make a go of it at least. Where would you want to be? Where would you prefer to be?
Back in the
PG?
States.
Why? What drove you here in the first place? Or what made you? Were you knocked? Were you rendered unconscious and mailed here in a box? Of course, I know what my what she told me, but I don't know the reasoning behind it. I frankly didn't care, but now as I find my retinue thinning, my interest is piqued.
Javier taking every bit of willpower he can not to openly cringe at this conversation. He's gonna be like, well, honestly, the reasons don't really matter anymore. I made a mistake. I want to go back to the States because that's where my sire is.
You have a good relation with your sire?
I miss her.
Well, that's the nature of the blood. I miss my own sire sometimes. She's also in the States.
No, really? What part?
Chicago.
He just wants to get the conversation off.
Chicago. I've not been there myself, I know nothing of it, but that's where she is. I haven't been
You ain't
abroad
missing
since
much.
those. Pardon?
You ain't missing much.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not. I haven't been abroad since I came here, and that was in the day of sailing ships. I have no desire to see other lands. I came here for reasons not unlike those of your anarch friends. We chafed against our elders, and we sought to make something different. But I learned a critical thing that you may find interesting. We are like, oh, how would I describe it? Like soft earth. When you impress upon it, it will take a shape, but eventually it will return to the shape it was. And the ivory tower is the shape that we should be. That is the shape we always return to when given the opportunity. Mr. Taylor wants to change that. And all that will do is result in death and blood and destruction. And then we will be right back where we were. Does that make sense to you?
Perfect sense.
So, would you agree that we should maintain our status quo? And be honest with me, or I will make you be honest with me.
I feel like I ain't been around long enough to really have an informed opinion.
I'm not asking for an informed opinion, I'm asking for your opinion.
I think that was very slightly an insult.
So he's just like, honestly, even in life, I ain't never really been one for the status quo.
I suppose
Now I
that...
find it rubs me the wrong way, in unlife. There ain't really nothing I can do about that.
Well, I suppose that's just, the fault in your blood.
By John Crane.
Shut up, Nick.
I wasn't gonna say it.
He's like, turn right here into this alley.
He does the blinker and turns.
So he sort of lets you drive up a little bit until you're sort of in the dark. And then he looks around for a moment. And it doesn't seem like anything to you. It's just an alleyway. One of like...
Does this look like a place where someone gets jumped?
Maybe a little. Maybe a little bit, but he doesn't seem to be... It just looks like any alleyway you've seen. It doesn't look like, a secret club. It doesn't look like a fancy door like you saw in the other alleyway where his club was. And he
No,
gets
it
out.
just looks like somewhere where, you get jumped.
He gets out of the car, the back seat, and he walks around to the driver's side window and he taps on it with... Oh no, it's broken.
There's no window.
Yeah. So he leans down. He leans down and he looks through the window and he says, "We can be associates, if nothing else." Believe me, the only other option is Taylor, and you're gonna find him far less palatable than me.
I mean, if I'm putting all my pieces together, he's party to the folks that, kind of fucked me over, so why would I ever find him more palatable than you? If anything, according to, your sheriff, I owe y'all my life.
At that, he smiles and he reaches out to just pat you on the cheek with like a little, not a hard slap, just like like a on your cheek. And
It's
he's like,
sticky.
yeah. And then he sort of pulls his hand away. He pulls his hand away distastefully, and he says, "Good fellow." And then he sort of turns around and walks down into the alleyway. Before long, the tall shadows at the end of it kind of embrace him, and he's gone. And
Do you
as
want
he
me to keep it idling?
there's no response. The only sound you hear is the distant sound of fire engines.
Oh boy.
And
He's just gonna sit there and let the engine idle for a little bit because he's not entirely sure what's going on.
I would say after a few minutes, it becomes clear that the prince is gone.
Sorry.
And you're alone in the in the alleyway in Victoria's car. Did you make a plan for somewhere to meet? I suppose your nearest sort of ad hoc meeting place is Victoria's apartment.
Yeah, I was assuming that we were going to go back to the...
I
Well-
kind of figured that was the plan.
I've got a stolen table to deliver home, so yeah, I'm going home.
Yeah. I know it's not technically a new night, but would you say that it's far enough ahead that I should figure out Javier's been left alone with a car,
Oh god.
completely alone.
A very,
Oh.
very, very important car.
Yeah.
Maybe
very important
maybe
car.
do make that roll. Maybe because I think you might be right. I think it might be a roll to make.
Especially since we just had this whole conversation, and he was very honest. He wants to go home.
And Victoria is going to cuss you out if you run
Bro.
away and take her car.
Blue
Bro,
is
we are-
threatening me via emotes and DMs.
we are the only one. We are the only reason you're alive. Do
Mhm.
not ditch us.
Oh,
Imagine how sad Archie would be.
With my fucking car?
that's how we end the chronicle. Javier disappears in your car.
No, make the roll. Make the roll. We'll see what we'll see.
I believe it's intelligence resolve.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let's see. I hate when I do these because since they're both attributes instead of skills, I always forget which one I clicked first.
Oh yeah, I do that literally every time.
I believe I have a -1 because of acting against the blood bond, and I believe the difficulty is still 5.
Oh. Oh,
He's
no.
going to remember who will murder him, and I'm going to re-roll the willpower.
Smart man.
Wait, if it's only 3 die you're rolling, can you succeed?
I could crit,
Basically,
Yeah. Crit.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
but this is to make sure I don't, like, super fail, because that is no successes.
Yeah.
Super fail. Womp womp.
Oh,
Oh, that's
So,
good.
That is
How
what
do
I
you-
believe
how
you
do
call
you-
a super fail.
Well, none of them were ones, thankfully.
One of them was a one.
Oh
no, but you
oh,
re-rolled.
And the
one
the
was a
reroll.
1, it was re-rolled,
Yeah.
and so it's no, the re-roll's a 1, fuck.
Yeah.
the reroll's a 1.
But the
Ah,
hunger
God.
die is not a 1, it's a 2.
Yeah.
So at least
Re-roll
it's not
again.
a bestial failure.
Reroll again. I'm
Yeah,
using dominate, rerolling it across the fucking city. Javier feels.
I'll let you roll it again because you're
I've got-
close to
I've got-
these people.
I have full willpower, so let's
Yeah.
see if he can
This is the last
resist
time.
the urge
This
to
is the
fucking
last
disappear.
This is-
Hey, there you go.
Yay!
There
I
you
feel
go.
like, I mean, to be fair, I feel like that.
That's
shouldn't-
3
that shouldn't have been-
successes.
That shouldn't have happened, but I feel like yeah, I would.
Well, you can keep. I spent the willpower, so you can keep doing it. I now have spent 2 willpower to not fuck over my friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you do have that long sort of moment of I could just
Yeah.
leave. Like
I
you
think
have,
what actually happens is he's like, "Nah, I'm getting the fuck out of here," and he starts driving, and then he stops and he goes, "Wait, this is stupid. Where am I even gonna go?"
yeah, it's like you have money potentially for a ticket, but you don't have a passport, and also you don't want to be on a plane when the sun comes up because where are you gonna do? Where are you gonna
Yeah, and it's not like he has the connections to get himself shipped.
go? Yeah.
And it's one of those instances of like that overwhelming need to return to Riley hits him because he's just like, God damn, this is just as hazardous to my health. But then he stops and, the brain cell kicks in and he goes, internally, like, where are you even gonna go? What are you even gonna do? Who's even going to help you if you screw these people over? And then he makes the U-turn and goes back to Victoria's apartment.
Okay.
Victoria says, wow, you were so gentle in my car, I'm going to let you drive it alone more often.
She's like, give me back, give me back.
He arrives and
We-
she pushes him out of the way to kiss her own car.
When we get back to the apartment, Astrid's going to ask if she should maybe put the stolen car over at the warehouse and then just walk back.
The warehouse is a fair walk back. You might want to.
Oh, okay.
You might want to go there with maybe you.
But so y'all can go there and swap it out and just leave 2 stolen cars in the
Yeah, like
warehouse.
there's another.
Oh, yeah,
car
the
there.
Datsun. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the Datsun.
Datsun's still there. Okay.
So y'all can swap it for the Datsun and That would mean that maybe Javier actually gets back first. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that. So you get back to their apartment and they're not there yet. You just you start spray painting the walls. Rebel.
I think what's gonna happen is he's going to because he's almost sure there's some kind of cleaning supplies. After all, he was helping her clean the place earlier, and he's going to get what he can find. He can't really do anything about the paint right now unless she does have WD-40 on her.
Probably not.
And he'll go back out and start detailing the inside of her car because he feels bad. So when y'all pull up, he's like the door is open. He's like halfway in the car and scrubbing the seats with like leather conditioner or some shit.
And it's also perilously, well, not perilously close to dawn, but to the point where it may be time to start thinking about little vampires going to bed.
But he gets rid of the blood and the ash. He vacuums all the ash out, and he conditions the seats and cleans off the dash and does what he can.
Oh, my baby. And she is not looking at Javier at all. She is just focused on the hood of her car.
So do you want to have a conversation? Recount your... yeah, you might be like a bit convinced that the prince has decided you're like his driver or something.
I was getting
I
the
don't
vibe
think
that the prince
Javier
wants
wants to
to
talk
fuck
about
him.
what happened in that car.
Yeah.
I feel like none of us want to talk about what happened tonight.
No, God, no.
If anything, he's just going to be like, I'm gonna get a shower. Oh, I guess I don't have time. Fuck.
If we have time for a quick conversation, you're not going to go over what happened in the car. Ashton will kind of hold up the box that she found. She's like, "Oh yeah, found this."
Javier's leaning past the box and looking at the table sticking out of the hatch of the Datsun.
I assume we're back inside now at this point. If she's
Yeah.
showing off the box,
Yeah, you probably put like inside,
Yeah.
picking a new spot for the table.
Yeah, we're scoping it out. Where's it gonna go?
That's probably what it is. He was detailing your car when y'all pulled up in, I guess, his car. And there's a table sticking out of the hatch. And he just takes one look at it and just bursts out laughing.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
good.
And then we'll carry it up.
Yeah.
All right, box.
All right,
What's in it?
No, the box. Yeah.
The box, yeah.
What's in the box?
What you got there, buddy?
It's Javier too.
like, well,
He's small.
Little Javier.
We call him Javi for short.
Yeah.
So you're going to show them the contents of the box and all the photographs inside it?
yeah.
Yeah, you see all the different photos, and the most sort of the one of Mr. X with the other person who has slicked back, not pushed back hair.
None of these people look familiar to any of us, do they?
You mean like Tackle and Crow's photos in there?
But not the Nosferatu and not slickback hair or any of those?
No, none of them. Or Mr. X, obviously, but none of them. Yeah.
Okay.
This is turning into a real shit show, I'll be honest.
I wasn't going to be the one to say it.
Ah.
Well,
But now
I
that you've
mean,
admitted it.
look, we did what we were supposed to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we gonna have to keep doing stuff like this?
Yeah, probably, bud. Well, I probably will.
She's gonna find a new coterie that just like
Yeah. Just gonna find like a coterie of fucking movie nerds.
just plays first edition D&D or something.
Yeah.
Whenever it goes out.
Javier just makes a face and goes, "He called me precious." Just like
Ooh.
looks disgusted.
Ooh.
Again, pretty sure he wants to fuck you.
Toreadors
Archie
are
wouldn't say
weird.
that.
Archie wouldn't say that. That's me, Nick, saying.
Toreadors are weird. What can you do?
Thanks.
Yeah. And?
Yeah,
You gonna
Toreadors-
contest me on that? Jeez.
Toreadors are weird, I say, as I'm playing with my
I'm weird
sentient
even
rat.
Do what? No.
I said Toreadors are weird, I say, as I'm playing with my sentient rat.
Mhm.
I'm weird even to my own dang clan.
Exactly. So double weird.
So
Yeah.
for now, are we off the hook? I don't think we're supposed to do anything else, right?
No, our job is seemingly done until we're contacted again. I think we should lay low for a bit. We've caused quite a stir.
You can go to my
Alright.
place.
What time is it right now in Melbourne?
Oh, it's probably, I would say, probably about 4 at this point. 4.
Okay.
He's staring at Victoria. Does Victoria have an obvious phone, or is it?
Yeah, it's like on the mantle, but every time he goes to reach for it, she like slaps his hand away.
It's more he just kind of looks at it, but he's clearly doing math in his head,
The football phone.
and
So-
it's just like, can I please use your phone tomorrow?
You know what? You got my car back to me in one piece. 10 minutes, that's what I'll allow. And it's definitely
And-
bugged.
10 whole
Yeah.
minutes.
10 minutes.
Nah.
It's-
10
it's-
minutes international call is like, he looks like you just told him that, here's the candy store, go nuts.
Yeah.
Like his whole face drops. He's like,
Victoria's
10?
rich.
10.
Time starts as soon as you look at the phone.
Yeah, as soon as you press the first button, she's got like a timer going. Yeah, 10, it's fine. It's definitely bugged. Let me reiterate that.
Yeah. I think it was maybe me that did that anyway.
How the fuck did you get in here? You know what? I'm going to unpack that later, Ratman.
Like, well, we could either buy a new phone, you could have me look at it, or I could just speak in Spanish.
No one knows Spanish here. Do that.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. Except like this one little old lady at mass. I haven't heard anybody else but Astrid that knows it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know many people that speak Spanish.
Very
My dad
low
used to speak
percentage.
German.
German's more common.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Archie says, who are you calling?
He kind of stops. Ask me again tomorrow.
Okay.
He's struggling.
Archie sets a reminder on his phone.
Yeah.
Ask again tomorrow.
Look, I'm just an 8-ball.
So as you sort of dwell on this, your eyes turn to the big sort of floor to ceiling windows that are most of the walls in Victoria's penthouse apartment, and you see in the distance to the north an orange reddish glow in the heart of the city, a pillar of smoke rising up towards the sky. And out east, a glow, just the faintest glow on the horizon. And you wonder if your work here is done, or perhaps it may just be beginning. And that is the end of our chronicle for now. Thank you, everyone.
Yay.
Ooh. We'll never know who Javier called.
Well, I was saying we're gonna do some interstitials and like shorter episodes covering like things that are happening between this and the next chronicle, and we may do Javier's phone call as one of those interstitials. I think that might be a good choice.
I promise I won't make you speak Spanish.
I mean, you can't because I will not be able to do it.
Quick Duolingo lesson right beforehand. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Was that an eventful chronicle? That was only like a week long in game time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We didn't
Archie's-
even get to the next Sunday.
No.
Nope.
Archie had a terrible week.
You
But
had
with
a
some good
Yeah.
hits.
Archie and the no good, terrible, horrible week.
Well, that's what it's like for vampires. They have like
Yeah.
one week where everything goes fucking crazy, and then they just hang out for another 3 years before anything else happens.
Recuperating.
Yeah. Victoria's
We're
gonna
gonna
grow
have,
her
like, a-
fingers back.
Yeah, bitch. Found her fucking fingers.
We're gonna have a car cleaning montage. We can add the card to Javier's touchstones as well.
Oh, Archie's definitely taking the photos and making a pin board with red string.
Scrapbook.
Yeah. No, I want a conspiracy board. He's seen it in a movie one. Doesn't know what the fuck the point of it is, but wants one regardless.
Victoria has asked like what the strings mean, and he's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what they connotate.
They mean something, bro. They mean something.
I'll be right back if you guys want to vamp for a little bit. I'll be right back.
It's all a puzzle. They're all connected,
Yeah.
but I have no clue how.
All I know is that the president is involved in this.
Oh my god, that's right. There's fucking politicians in here somewhere.
That's right. I forgot about that.
It's like
They're all in
subplots we
on
haven't touched.
All the librarians are in on this too. All librarians are vampires.
I'd believe that.
mean, At the library we worked at, it was really easy to
Yeah.
not see the sun.
Yeah,
It was a basement with no windows.
It was literally underground. It was an underground library
It didn't even have cell service.
Somehow connects
because
to
it was
the
underground.
Harold Holt.
There was
Also,
no
Ollie-
physical way to see the sky unless you climbed upstairs.
Great place to go when the tornadoes would hit, though. In fact, that usually is what happened, is the entire 6 floors of the building ended up in the library. But also, I think Archie might be the only one that sees Javier do this, but, he's got a lot to think about, and he was pretty inspired by all the blood on the wall. So he is going to get out his little book and write in Spanish, but...
Archie has no idea what the fuck you're writing.
Yep.
Wonder if Ratfew speaks Spanish.
Probably.
Raton.
Archie is so hungry.
Oh, that's
What's your hunger
right.
at, dude?
Yeah.
Me?
Damn,
Everyone
bitch.
else is fine, but
Yeah.
Archie. The sad part is we didn't grab the dog because that was someone's familus. He could have gotten so much out of that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm proud of Rathu for surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
what took y'all so long. You
That's
went
what
all the way
I said.
back to the murder bar and grabbed the dog for Archie to eat.
I do also have iron gullet, so
You just
He loves to brag about his gullet. Fuck.
I love
Loves
my.
it.
I use my iron gullet for my animal succulents.
I hate it.
Archie's gross. I wish you had put him in the burning building.
Left him in there. Sorry, dude.
I mean, look, I told you what I was making when I made it. A fucked up little guy.
All I can think of is Javier the next evening talking to Blue, and it's like, okay, if my friend was able to find some spiked blood booze, I am sure you can. We should catch up. And just like, because he's got the suspicion that she managed to not get dominated because she stole the table.
Don't worry about it, man.
So I get the feeling it's gonna be like, I knew he couldn't pull that one on you. And then be like, he's fucking weird. They're just like gossip about him.
He's
Over,
a
like, 5
Toreador!
years.
What, do you think a Toreador is going to be able to dominate me? Please. Please.
Javier suspiciously silent.
It almost worked.
Nah, no it didn't.
What are you talking about?
God, all I can think of now is how funny would it have fucking been if Javier just driven off with your car?
He's so
And then
fucked
the end of
up.
the chronicle.
That would have
Oh
been
my
a good
God.
cliffhanger ending because I could have started.
It would have.
Could have started the next chronicle with him having to come back for some reason and Victoria being like, "Wow,
Well.
wellity, well."
It's like when he finally like snaps out of it, he comes back like a year later with the car. Everything's been redone. Everything's been detailed. It looks spotless. The window's been replaced. And he's just like, sorry.
Thin fucking ice, dude.
I like the idea of like Javier's like halfway across the ocean getting back, and then for some reason his sire dies, and he's just like, "Oh fuck!"
Oh, fuck
Well,
you.
actually, the interesting thing about that is, because I was reading on like how like what happens when your sire dies and you're fully bloodbound, and sometimes the grief can hit you so hard it can just make you insane,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Milk that.
and you never get over grieving.
But I feel like
your
you'd
dead
need to
sire.
know, wouldn't you? Like, if it happened when you were out of contact and no way of knowing what was happening, I feel like you would just, like, the tide would just drop. Because there's no, like, emotion to feed it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, then again, that's what I was kind of playing at whenever he got to Melbourne in the beginning, and he critted those first 2 nights, and it was like, he thought for a moment, oh, did I do it? Did I get far enough away? Because he doesn't know metagame mechanics. So he was like, did I do
He's
it?
not
Did I get far
Malkavian.
enough away?
It's like, what's the
Yeah.
level of my blood bond?
So yeah, for the first couple of nights, he thought he did it, and that he broke it, and that he was free. And then night 3 hit, which is why he was so morose about it. It was like, fuck.
This coterie is called the Sad Squad.
Sad Squad.
What will be really funny is if we get all the way to 2023 and Riley is still around and kicking.
We'll cover a few things between that, I think. So, but there'll be like, one shots or a couple of session shots, and we'll do
Fun.
and we'll do some other stuff between that if everyone is willing, because I would like to run some other stuff just to stretch different muscles, because Vampire is a very specific kind of game to run, and I'd like to try it. I'm
Did I
not
ever put that meme in here? I don't think I did.
I promise you I'm not gonna like demand you learn like a whole new system. Like if it is a new system, I promise you that I will set it up in such a way that all you have to do is push a button.
I
Does
made
that make it more appetizing?
Maybe, we'll see. I made this meme weeks ago, and I feel like it's super relevant this week.
Meme.
That one?
It's in the
What?
it's in the Discord, part of the Crichton Dice Discord under Fangs for the memeries, if you want to see it. Anyone else in the chat also wants to see it? That's not the Discord. This is the. I can't remember what the Discord. I'll just put a link in. I can't remember what the
I
command
made
to
this
show it is.
weeks ago after our first conversation with
Yeah.
the prince.
Oh.
And then you had him basically kidnap Javier and force him to drive him around.
Yeah.
Javier
He's not
was
gonna
like,
he's not gonna make you his sheriff. You're his driver.
well, maybe I can end up as courier. There we go.
Yeah.
Then I can just fuck off.
Victoria is
Excellent.
all-purpose muscle.
Yeah, picked a great one for that.
We pick someone
Javier.
that can bully everyone else into doing it.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, didn't you make the joke that like he'd make Javier the harpy?
That will be funny.
No, he makes Javier the driver, and Javier's forced to like small talk about the weather and shit with him.
Javier can't even talk about music because it's too modern.
Yeah,
like,
Baroque
do you mean-
only.
Yeah, do you mean
He
do you
can't
mean
turn on the
harpsichord? Yeah.
He can't turn on the radio. Every drive is silent, and he hates it.
What's your opinion on Bach, my good man?
I appreciate that someone used the Javier emote to react to the Javier meme.
Very good.
All right. Well, I think I might wrap up the stream there. If that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
I forgot we had an Archie.
Yeah, the sad Archie.
Yeah. It was a bit shorter, and that's the last one of these. I mean, hopefully we'll be doing something else, but we don't know just yet.
Mhm.
So I've got to convince these guys to do something else.
I'm down for whatever.
I know you are. I know you are. Nick.
I'm a big nerd.
Yeah.
Just gonna spam all of our emotes from the other server.
Yeah, don't look at it, it's fine.
There we go. I forgot that's what I named that one. It's
Bye,
even
everybody.
funnier when it says this reacted by
Bye
Javier.
bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
I'm not rating because I don't feel like rating. Bye bye.
If I had a